Right, I have a couple of items here I've been testing from Cold Steel. I've been putting them through a few paces for the past nearly 2 weeks. They are the Cold Steel Thai sword machete and the Cold Steel Chinese sword machete. The red bit on the end I just put on just to give it a bit of bling. You don't get the red tassel on the end of these when you get them. Right, they are classed as a sword machete because they are, in lengthways and size wise, all dimensions, they are really like a sword. The only way they can be classed as a machete because the blade is very, very thin. Yeah, so it's a machete thickness size blade. I'm not going into all the exact dimensions. You can have a look on their website to find out all the sizes and everything. This is just a quick review of my initial thoughts on them. I've tested them. I'm not destructive tested them. I've just cut water bottles and fruit, and I have cut a few bits of wood with them and stuff like that as well. Right, the Thai machete, or sword, whatever you want to call it. Very long handle on this. I really do like the handle on this. You could probably get 4 hands on this handle. Never mind about me just using 1 hand. Okay, so let's have a look at the sheath it comes in. Both the machetes have got a back strap, so you could put them on your back, whether you want to try drawing it from your back, which is really tricky and awkward, but it's not impossible to do. But this one, how the machete fits in here, you'll notice it's got a cutout there on the guard. So if you try to pull the machete out, there's no way it's going to come out. There's no way it's going to fall out. Yeah, I don't know why they designed it like that, whether it's a safety thing. So you've got to pull the flap back like that, then the machete comes out. Yeah, so that, even when it's not fastened with the press stud fastening at the top, it won't come out until that flap is down. Yeah, so it makes it, if it was on your back in that position, there's absolutely no way you could pull it out unless it was on your back with that flap folded down there. On this sheath, I wish they'd have lengthened this to make it so you could fasten it round the front, so you could keep that flap down. So you've got the option of having the flap down. I mean, you can do something yourself, but so you see what I mean? So you could fasten the flap down at the front. I think that'd be quite cool. Right, it's really well made sheath. A lot of people slag the sheaths off, say they're not very good. I think they're brilliant. I think they're really good. They do the job they're intended to do. Right, look at the plastic at the bottom of there to protect the end of the blade, the pointy bit, so it won't come out and stab you. That's really well made. Plastic, riveted, looks really strong. So the cold steel, the sheath on these, remember these are only budget sword machetes. They're not expensive, they're only quite cheap items, but I think for a cheap item, I've seen a lot of knives that have got nowhere near as good a sheath as that. That is really good for protection at the bottom. Right, so I'll give the sheath the thumbs up, yeah? Get on to the sword or the machete. Very long, I think it's a polycarbonate type handle. It's got a guard so your hand doesn't slip down onto the blade. It's quite grippy, it's not bad. Not bad at all. It's got an hole for a lanyard. I don't know why you'd want a lanyard on this. Suppose you could put one on and hang it on something. So this is very fast. It's very light. I weighed it. I think it weighs just about £2. So it's very fast. Very easy for me to use with one hand. So this came quite sharp. Not you know, not a razor blade or anything, but quite sharp. But you can see how thin the blades are on these. Very thin. They're not like a katana or any other type of sword really. These are machete thickness blades, yeah. Other than that, this is definitely a sword, yeah. I do like this. I really like this. I only wish the handles were a bit, they could be quite slippy, the handles, yeah. I've got, this is from Cold Steel. This is a Coburn Cold Steel Tanto style knife, yeah. And this, the grip on this is just brilliant. It's like a checkered rubberized grip, but it sticks to your hand. There's no way, it doesn't matter whether you sweat, whether it was raining outside, this sticks to your hand. This is only a cheap Cold Steel knife, but I really do love this knife, and I love the grip. It's so sticky. I wish they'd do something like this. Whether it's going to be a lot more expensive to do, no doubt it would be, on a machete handle. Yeah, brilliant. That's a really good bit of kit, that is. So yeah, that's the Thai machete. I really like this. It cuts well. Yeah, fantastic, brilliant. Yeah, next one. Now this is the beast. This is the Chinese, Cold Steel's Chinese sword machete. Now this looks about the same dimensions of their Chinese war sword, which I believe, I'm not sure on the weight, but I think that weighs something like over £4. So that's an absolute beast. This, it's got 3 press stud fastenings to get the sword out. Same again, same design on the sheath. Nice plastic riveted together, nice and strong. Yeah, so the sheath's really good. The sheath on this, the sword comes out at an angle, so it can come out, just do it that way, yeah. So it doesn't just pull straight out. The sword will come out, can come out like this. So, yeah, so it's quite quick to get it out, yeah. Okay, this is an absolute beast. Even though it's a machete, it's the same diameter as the Thai sword machete. They're both made out of 1055 steel, which I think is really good for machete, really good. It's not too soft, it's not too hard. Now then, I've had trouble with the grip on this. Because I'm only using one hand when I'm using this, this is like on the borderline of being too much for me to use. Because all the weight, well, a lot of the weight is forward because of the big hefty size and dimensions of the blade at the front. It's a really good cutting design, obviously. But the grip, I find it wants to come out my hand when I'm cutting. It's slower to use than the Thai sword. You really need 2 hands on this. You can use it with one hand, but you'll soon get tired, as I did, because I did quite a bit of cutting with this. And there's a couple of major things that I do not like about this. It looks awesome. It's a real nasty looking bit of kit. You know, when you look at it, it looks like, you know, it could cut anything, right? The thing is with this, the guard on this, it's the same diameter steel as the blade. The ends of these are quite pointy and sharp, which you don't want anything sharp on the guard for user friendliness. The back of this, although not pointing sharp, there are not very good round edges on the back of this. As I found out, if you look at my finger, that's been bleeding for nearly 2 days. It's only just stopped this morning. When I cut a piece of wood, obviously I was holding it like that, and the resistance and the shock when I hit the wood came back on me and cut my knuckle there. So it was on this one, it was on that one actually there. It was there like that. You can see how I did it like that. So I hit a solid piece of wood, and so it's not very user friendly. Yeah, I just wish it was rounded off more. I do wish they would round it off more, or there was some plastic, polycarbonate, whatever. There was something on there to protect the hand from when you're doing heavy strikes on things. So it does lose points for that, because I've got to be careful how I use it. If your hand is too far, really tight up there, and you're cutting something hard like a wood or trying to chop tree branches, whatever, that's nasty. That is going to bite into your hand. So I'll probably take a file on that, file it off. So just file it so it's rounded, but Cold Steel should take a note on that. That bit is not very user friendly. But apart from that, this is an amazing chopper, just because of the dimensions, because of the weight. That's what it's designed to do, the Chinese swords. A lot of the weight is at the front there. I've weighed this, it weighs £2.10 and something ounces. So £2.10 ounces, it's quite a beast. Even though it's so thin, really thin, it amazes me how it weighs so much. You know, £2.10 ounce is probably heavier than nearly all my katanas that I've got. So this is like on the borderline of me being able to use it effectively with one hand, because really something like this you need two hands, because unless you're built like Conan the Barbarian, you're going to tire really quickly with this. So it's not something that I'd like to take into battle, because I'd just be knackered. My arm had been knackered after like 5 minutes, because it's just so, you know, all the weight's forward. Yeah, okie dokie. But apart from that, what I was going to say about this, it wasn't as sharp as the other one. Yeah, I noticed I could run my finger along this edge on this, not just like that. I could run my finger down there and press down this blade, and there's no marks, it won't cut. Yeah, so this is definitely duller than the Thai sword. If I do the same with the Thai sword, no, I can tell that's twice as sharp. That is twice as sharp, the Thai sword. I wouldn't dare rub my finger down that than this one. So they're supposed to have been sharpened at the same place. Cold Steel get them sharpened, but obviously this one wasn't sharpened as good. No problem whatsoever, because I can just run it through a ceramic knife sharpener, and I'm sure if I give it half a dozen runs through that, it'll get the sharpness right up. Right, so overall, which one do I think's best? Well, for usability for me, it's going to be the Thai sword, because it's so fast and light. Really fast and light. I can swing this all day, yeah. I like the long grip on it. I just like the long grip on it. It moves lovely. Your hand can't slip over the guard. Your hand's nice and safe there. Brilliant. So I'll give that top marks. This, I love the looks of it. This would look nice on the wall. It's a bit of a talking piece because of the shape of it. It looks like it really means business. But it's a bit on the heavy side for me for swinging about with one hand. But it is really, really good. Apart from what I say, this will make a brilliant cutter for more or less anything, because of the dimension, because of the shape of the blade. And I think the blades are quite strong. I mean, I've hit some logs, branches and bits of wood with this, and it's not marked the blade, not done anything. So although the steel is thin, I think it's very well done by Cold Steel. The only gripe I've got about this is just the rounded edges and inside the ring. If I wanted to use my finger to throw towards the target and swing to make a strike, then inside the ring needs rounding off. Yeah, so lovely bit of kit. They're both well worth the money. Yeah, really like them, but the Taiwan is my favourite. It's more user friendly for me.